You announced your support for the SDSU West proposal recently. Why yes, and then why no to the competing proposal, SoccerCity?
Well, I've endorsed the SDSU West, and of the two proposals, I think that's the far superior. The reason SoccerCity will say, well, you get more revenue. Well, it's really dense. It's really dense, and it doesn't have anywhere near the environmental or traffic mitigation measures that the SDSU West proposal has. That's why the Sierra Club has also endorsed the SDSU West proposal. It has a really good, robust environmental impact reports, statements, all the environmental work, but I'm really happy with the river park and how it will really highlight this river park. But it will be mixed use. There'll be market rate housing. There'll be some more student housing. It's just really good, well-rounded proposal, I think.
We're so pleased to be joined by Lorie Zapf. She is the City Council member for District 2, and she joins us now on Beyond the Headlines. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you. You are chair of the city's audit committee.
I am.
And you are often partners with the San Diego River Foundation.
Yeah.
I Love a Clean San Diego, important obviously for the district that you represent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's been great being the chair of the audit committee. I've been on the audit committee before,
Yeah.
but as the chair, you really have you know, a lot of leeway to, you know, call on certain audits and being in charge of making sure these audits are implemented. And I can't stress how important this audit committee function is for the functioning of the city. A lot of times you say, well, you know, people can come in and change processes and all that, but at the end of the day, an outside look, an independent audit really reveals a lot of the internal controls that need to be strengthened, a lot of ways of doing things that not necessarily save money, but time, which is money in the end. The city is in so much better shape
Than when it was.
than when it was, and even when from when I got there 8 years ago, a lot better. We finally got to a resolution that I thought was fair for the community and for, you know, short-term rentals.
Yeah.
And you can rent out your home over half the year. We are allowing home sharing now. You can rent out for just a small little permit. You can rent out homes to travelers in your house. So we actually implemented all the home sharing that people said they wanted. The big problem was the big empty whole homes. Investors were coming in, buying them up like we're a monopoly board. And in the middle of a housing crisis, not only is it bad for that, but people were getting evicted because they wanted to turn it into short-term rentals, and the loss of our neighborhood, our sense of community.
It was the Wild West.
It is the Wild West.
Yeah.
And so, but you're also losing people who go to the schools, who go to churches, who are your volunteers in the community, who are the fabric of the community. And suddenly, you know, in a single-family residential zone, the city is allowing a commercial enterprise with a turnstile of strangers. That's just not right for the people who live here. I am really surprised at, frankly, the deception and dishonesty of these petition gatherers. It's just gotten to a level that is out of control, and something needs to be done.
Would you consider changing the way signatures are gathered?
Yes, 100%, because if your cause has merit, tell the truth. I mean, for goodness sake, tell the truth. But I've approached some of these petition gatherers myself, and you know, just going to Target, and I turned on my phone recorder, just walked up, started asking questions. Hey, what's this about? You know, tell me. Complete misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
This one guy I talked to literally just came in from Florida for a month to do nothing
Right.
more than gather signatures. Another
Right.
lady came in. She's only been here for 4 weeks. So
It's these out-of-towners making the biggest decisions for the
Oh.
residents that live here. It seems sort of not the way the process
No,
should work, right?
they will do and literally say anything to get that money from that signature.
Is it something the council might take up in 2019?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
I can help bring that forward. I'm going to be honest, it was a big blow. And this could have happened 2 years ago, a special election about 1.5 years ago, and some of my colleagues on the council blocked that because they didn't have particular labor unions on board. There's things that we can definitely do. I was I'd already been talking to the mayor's office and others about using this money for prevention and diversion. For example, we need a lot more housing for our foster youth that are aging out. This was a critical juncture, and I can't underplay it. This was a critical juncture because we were able to get the land we needed, everything was coming together, and then poof, it kind of fell apart.
We had your opponent, Dr. Jenn Kambou, who is running against you for November. She was in, and she had given us this quote about you. She says, "You have not engaged residents, phone calls, emails, letters, complaints. You do not put residents first."
You know, that is just one of the most ridiculous statements, honestly, I have ever heard, ever. I have been so saturated in the community. I am the community. I've lived here with my family, raised my family here. This is why pretty much every community leader who's not a political animal, but a community person has endorsed me in OB, in Mission Beach, in PB, in everywhere. And to come forward and make these just absurd statements is just unfortunate. The citizens will decide, and I'm confident that the people who are the real community leaders that I work with every day are coming out in force for me because they know I listen to them, I'm by their side, I have solutions for the problems, and I'm a hard worker, and I really love representing the community I grew up in, my kids grew up in, and I've been here, not someone who just arrived here a few years ago from the East Coast. So.
Councilmember Lorie Zapf joining us on Behind the Headlines. So great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in and sharing your views on so many issues happening in our city.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I live here, and it affects me too. So.
Very good. That's it for us on this edition of Beyond the Headlines. I'm Jeff Powers. We'll see you next time.